In 2013, Ruffles introduced a mascot in its Brazilian commercials named Badatito. Badatito was a chip that wore nothing but sunglasses and pants and did crazy things like skydiving, surfing, stand-up comedy, and even pole dancing. Today, we will put Badatito's brand up against snacks from around the globe and ask, "You tried that?" You tried that. I'm Nick Norris and their pals, Chad Hancock.
Howdy.
Sockville's own Nick Geiger.
All right, and then this one time, I got no more Sockville material left.
Tell us about all the pole dancing mascots in Sockville, Geiger.
Oh, man. That's one thing Sockville, for being a 3,000 person town, has probably like 6 bars, but they do not have any pole dancing establishments that I'm aware of. So it's a real gap in the market.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever known of any real people who have had like a pole in their house? Like, I know some people do this, right? They like put a pole in their house, install it in the basement, or it's like a movable pole.
Movable?
Well, like you can,
it's like
you kind of like plunger it like to ceiling and floor, and then you can like pack it up and take it to your friends.
I actually know a guy who renovated his entire house, and for structural, like they wanted to have a big open space, like took out all the walls, the living room and stuff.
For structural reasons, he built 6 stripper poles in the basement.
For structural reasons, they had to have one pole right in the middle. And he was like, after the renovation was done, he was sharing pictures of his house, and he's like, just before you say anything, I know it looks like a stripper pole.
We do have a pole in like our basement, like to the right of the couch. It's like the pole is like fairly large around it. You'd have to have pretty meaty paws to pole dance on that thing. Mm-hmm. It's a real Sockville stripper pole.
Yeah, but I don't know anybody that has like a practice pole or anything. I don't know any real people that are like that.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing to do, totally off topic, but I thought of it today. Mm-hmm. Do you guys remember the old game Doorknob?
Doorknob?
No. How
Chad, and I know you fucking remember it because you and I and friends would play Doorknob, and it is when somebody in the room farts.
Yes,
right?
I do remember this.
You say doorknob before they do, and then you get to punch them until they touch a doorknob.
I had forgotten about this until just now. Yes.
Is it has to be the farter in you, or just anybody in the room? Is there just 8 people in the room? Whoever's last to say doorknob gets punched?
You just have to say it before the farter. Anyone can say it before the farter.
Yeah.
All right.
And then you get to punch the farter until they touch the doorknob. And it definitely happened. We'd have like people like clawing their ways over the couch to try to get to the doorknob while everybody's just like wailing them in the back.
My only question is, how many teeth did Chemnitz lose that summer?
I mean, we must have still been playing it when you met us, Geiger. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. I just don't recall it.
You just weren't as traumatized by it as the rest of us.
I just sat there like, punch me. I don't care.
I can't, man. We must have stopped that when we were 23, 22.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I heard it like
that's a much bigger number than I expected you to say. We were probably 31 when that.
We had to stop it when I had to get up for work the next day.
I was today years old when we stopped playing doorknob.
I remember when we stopped it because that's right when I upped my 401k contribution.
Yeah.
Well, great.
Old doorknob.
I know. I heard it mentioned somewhere, and it made me think like I had the same reaction you did, Chad. Of yeah, we actually played that fucking game.
Yeah.
So you didn't make that up, or you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think probably like some of my it probably came from my college friends, right? Like or something like that. I'll bet. Either my college friends or some of your college friends probably.
It does exist in the world, so if you are out there and you play doorknob, email us at youtrydat@gmail.com.
If you're over the Professional Doorknob League on ESPN 9.
Yeah, we need to bring it back. Let's bring back Doorknob, I think, into our lives and start playing it with your kids.
Way too lazy, and I fart way too much to play Doorknob anymore.
Just beat the shit out of your daughters if they fart.
Not going to hold up for DCFS when they come and you're trying to explain you're playing Doorknob.
No, it's Doorknob. It's the game. You get to beat them up till they touch the doorknob. Come on, They're dragging you away in handcuffs.
All right. So speaking of someone beating somebody up, we're close to Christmas now.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and so
famous fighting holiday.
That's right. This is a story that happened in Georgia, and it's that a man who was dressed as Santa Claus randomly picked up a 2x4 and started pounding on some guy who was handing out religious flyers.
Did the religious man fart? Is that what it's just trying to prevent him from getting to the doorknob?
This is the real dichotomy of the holiday, right? Like you have the religious side and you have the commercial side, and they're finally duking it out.
Right.
It's very symbolic.
So apparently the person had no idea why they were being hit by this 2x4.
Yeah, no shit. I wouldn't either.
I mean, you're handing out flyers. You kind of have it coming, right? Like, don't hand out religious flyers and expect
proportionate
not to get
response, I suppose. Yeah.
An eyewitness, Aisha Alberton, says that she started screaming at the guy saying, "Stop, what are you doing? Stop." And then Santa started running at her, it says, with a boulder.
With a boulder? Is Santa Donkey Kong? Like, what's happening here?
Santa was at a Lowe's or something. That's the only things you can find is that 2x4 and a big rock.
And they asked, so eventually Santa had to give a reason. And, he said, he was stealing my stuff. I asked 10 or 15 times not to touch my stuff. So
gonna get my stuff back.
Man's got my belongings. Like what stuff? Like his bag of toys for Christmas Eve, or
yeah, that's probably
yeah, that's it. Yeah, his stack of religious pamphlets.
He keeps handing out pamphlets to like Donner and Blitzen, and Santa's like, "Stop trying to proselytize my reindeer."
Hitting someone with a 2x4 seems difficult as well. It's like not a very wieldy weapon. It's like a big old piece of wood.
Yeah, it's just swinging it like a bat.
Novak, does it say if it's Hacksaw Jim Duggan or no?
It is, yes.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then.
I just replaced it with Santa Claus.
I mean, this sounds like a scene from like Jingle All the Way or something where like, Arnold's in a Schwarzenegger costume. Arnold's in a Santa costume.
I went as myself, yeah.
He's like, I've got to get the Turbo Man doll, and he's chasing somebody with a 2x4 and a boulder.
But when I was looking up Santa stories, you would be surprised at how many people commit crimes in Santa Claus clothes. Very common.
A lot of bad Santas out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like bad crimes, like murders and stuff? Or like what?
Definitely like some kind of like Santa Claus serial killer. And
whoa, murder's one thing, but serial killer. Does he come down the chimney and then murder them?
Yeah.
He's just got his nice or his naughty list that he's just crossing the names off as he takes their life. If you were a Santa Claus serial killer, how would you kill your victims? Would you suffocate them with coal or?
I thought you were going to say if you were a Santa Claus serial killer, email us at You Tried Dat.
That too. I would like to know. And
if you're the SC killer, give us a call at youtrydat@gmail.com.
I will not forward the email directly to the local authorities. I promise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into these non-Christmas themed snacks. 3 snacks, rate them on a 5-point scale. I love that, like that. Indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate dat.
It's kind of Christmassy because they were given to us by someone else. Two of the three. So
yeah,
there you go.
Let's start with chips.
Chips,
Mr. Chips.
The company is Barcel, and the brand is Chips.
And it's Chip *S.
And it says Sol, which I'm pretty sure just means salt.
Mm-hmm.
And these came from David Hancock from Mexico, correct?
That's right, yeah.
You're too good to us, Dave.
These and the other chips we're going to try are the last two snacks that he sent from his trip to Mexico.
Smells like a chip. Looks like a chip.
This is like the kettle cooked variety.
It is a potato chip. I will say that. And there is salt or sal.
Good salt.
Kettle cooked chips, when we were kids, did not really exist, right? It wasn't like a thing. And then I could just be totally making this up, but I feel like that Crunchers brand was one of the first ones that came out. I was just
going to say that, yeah.
And now they're everywhere. Like every sub sandwich place has some variety of them.
This
like Mrs. Vickers or whatever, they have the brand or whatever. Go ahead.
This question I'm about to ask is I recognize opening up for some snarky responses, but like, what is kettle cooked versus like, how's it different from like a regular? Is regular chips deep fried and these ones are like baked or something? Or
they're like thicker and crunchier. Like if you think of like a Lay's potato chip, it's like kind of crumbly, like real paper thin.
But if you're talking about the process,
yeah, right.
Yeah,
like what does it mean to kettle cook something other than?
I'm sure Crunchers are made in the same fucking factory everything else is. They just have a different recipe to it. I will say, like, growing up, you'd occasionally get this type of chip, like, as a homemade chip at a restaurant, which was probably, like, thinly sliced potato that was actually deep fried, like, a different way.
That guy handing out the flyers sure got his kettle cooked by Santa.
All right, so they're just kettle cooked means they're just fried in like a different like container. There's like a different shape container. Yeah, like a yeah. Okay. Cool.
Been educational so far.
Yeah.
We do have this standard warning on a lot of these chips from Mexico of exceso calorías.
They're talking to the wrong three fuckers. I'm worried about excessive calories here.
You're talking to the wrong three fuckers.
You're talking to some fuckers that'll beat your ass if you fart. Santa outfit or no. Beat the shit out of you.
You think you can make my health any worse? I'd like to see you fucking try.
Oh, by the way, I fucking farted. Where's the door? Punch. You guys say punch when you punch someone?
Yep.
Have you ever actually punched someone in the face?
I was just going to ask that. Like, have you ever been in a fight of any kind?
In the face?
Yeah, no. I punched one guy in the face one time.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Before? In the neighborhood. There was this little kid. He farted. And I was like, it's you and me and the doorknob. He died, actually.
He was outdoors. There was no doorknobs for miles, and you just pounded on him.
We wailed on each other for miles as we walked. No, there's one kid.
He died from you punching him in the face?
Yeah, he was like a baby.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Like a baby?
He had the skeletal structure of a, I don't know, infant, let's say.
He was like a 35-year-old with a diaper fetish. You know, he was like a baby.
Yeah. He was the Santa Claus killer. I'm a hero. No, it was like there's this kid in our neighborhood that wanted to get in a fight with everybody. He was like a real tiny dude. It was like fighting. We always joke because he fought like me, and then he fought like all my friends as well. And like he was almost like a video game
all
boss.
All your friends?
Every kid in the neighborhood fought this guy. And he was a tiny little... Look, I'm not tough. Let's be very clear. But like he's this tiny little dude. But he had a really strong friend. And so you always had to like... You'd be fighting him and you have to like look over your shoulder because like the guy would jump you from behind and beat the shit out of you. So like...
What?
But I was friends with that guy too. So he didn't attack me. But the fight was over very quickly.
What's happening here?
It's like bizarre Saukville social structure. Yeah, it's so strange.
I went into his garage. He closed the door behind me, the garage door. And no, I'm serious. It's the only time I've ever really been in an actual fight.
Is you and him in the garage door?
No, and a bunch of other kids in the neighborhood.
He's like, come into the garage so we can fight?
Well, he wasn't. Yeah, no, I knew it was going to happen.
You're first, and then I'm going to go through all of your friends.
Yeah, it was like old boy in the hallway. No, he like
short boy. I thought he was a baby.
He came up to me. I hauled off and punched him as hard as I could in the face. He started crying, and then he got a push broom, like you sweep your garage out, and he like charged at me like a knight. And I just like, I was like twice his size. This isn't even impressive. I just pushed him into the garage and said, "I'm leaving," because I knew I'd be grounded for like a millennia by my mother if she found out I was fighting. So I left, and then I heard,
"What's this? 30 seconds?"
It was a very short fight, and then I heard pip 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 pip, and I turned around just as he tried to drop kick me into the side of his garage, and he succeeded in kicking me in the shins. Yeah, and then I got grounded for like a long time. So
wait, how'd your mom even find out about
sweeping up his teeth?
Because his mom found out that we got in a fight, and then she called my mom, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. But like, why did he want to fight you over? Just
because he was just a chirpy dickhead. Like he would just talk shit to everybody and like try to fight everyone. He had like a real Napoleon thing, and that's how Conor McGregor first got into fighting. No, but
if Napoleon never conquered anything,
if Napoleon couldn't defeat Nick Geiger. Well, it starts here and ends here with this scrawny fuckhead. But
you guys gonna go see that Napoleon movie? It just came out, I think, when this like a couple weeks ago. By the time this episode comes out,
no,
maybe.
I rarely get out to. Yeah,
no, Napoleon would bring the neighborhood kids into his garage.
Yeah, it's all about Napoleon's childhood in Saukville. Saukville's own Napoleon Bonaparte.
A big scene where Napoleon gets drop kicked into a garage door. What is this? Both the maneuver and the door. What is this?
I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh, that looks kind of interesting. And then I looked up the runtime, and it's like almost 3 hours. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah,
not watching that movie. But
he fought. How many other people did he fight? That this could fight?
He fought my one friend Gary.
You said all your friends.
Yeah, well, like that's like guys in the neighborhood. It was like 5 guys.
He fought Gary.
Oh, Gary! He fought Gary 3 times. Gary was like a
3 times.
Gary, he just kept coming at Gary, and Gary just picked him up and drop him repeatedly. It was like no contest. He fought Paul, he fought Kyle, and he fought...
Oh, not Kyle, no!
Yeah, he fought Kyle. No doubt. He fought Kyle.
Oh.
And then he fought my buddy Andy, I think. And no one, he never won. I don't know what he was doing. Like, I was just, like, like I said, I was not hanging out with, like, the tough crew of Saukville. He was just a fucking runt. Like, he couldn't do anything about it.
I'm picturing this kid with, like, his eyes swollen closed and, like, bruises walking up to Gary and being like, back in the garage, Gary.
I can do this all day, Gary. Gary's just, like, punting him into the side of the house.
Oh, fine.
Like, I wouldn't have fought Gary. Gary would have beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'm not fighting Gary.
He's a big dude. And we were friends.
Saukville's own Gary. I'm not fighting him.
And then the only other fight I got into was at recess, and it was against a kid that got held back a grade. And I pushed him, he pushed me, and then he lifted me over his head and slammed me on the ground, and I held my knee and cried. Yeah, he was a big ass kid, but he was supposed to be in 4th grade, and he was in our 3rd grade class because he was dumb. So I fucked my knee up. I fought Brock Lesnar. He was in the WWE. I was in 3rd grade. He said, I pushed him, he pushed me, and then he hurled me to Iowa. Javelin me through a car window. But Gary kicked the fuck out of him like twice.
Where's Gary? Punch someone?
Yeah, punch somebody.
I didn't really punch somebody. I did like the only fight I can remember was like in like, I mean, I got picked on a lot for being like a nerdy kid, you know, and I remember recess, like, it was actually before school, like waiting outside to go in. There was like the 7th and 8th graders. There was like these 8th graders that came up and just started making fun of me. And like one of them like was much bigger than me. And he like picked me up and like shoved me against the wall of the school. But like the miscalculation he had, because he was like holding me there, but then that put my foot like right at the height of his dick. So I kicked him right in the
nuts. Were you fighting Gary?
I was like really short still in 7th grade. Like I didn't grow up to like average height until like high school or whatever. So so I just kicked him right in the nuts, and then he like set me down, and then like I ran away. I was a teacher.
Nice.
Novak? Fighting?
There was one guy who came from a different town that I fought. He was huge. I knocked him out with one fucking punch, and he's like, "I'm really tough in my town." And I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Gary from Saukville."
Gary from Saukville.
Go back to your own fucking town, Gary.
Yeah. Go back and be a big fish in a little pond, Gary.
Gary did come back one day, like all just beat up and despondent. And he was like, "Don't go down to Warren High School. That's where the big dogs bark." I was like, "All right."
And now I never punched anybody or was in a fight of any kind.
You want to change that? Come over here.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe this one guy, this little guy, still wants to fight all of Geiger's friends, and so like, Novak, he's behind you on the Zoom.
He just pops up.
I just do that like where I just like put my arm at like an L and punch him in the face sideways.
He like leans into the microphone. He's like, "Novak, in my garage," and you just smack him away.
All right. Guy, what do you think of these chips?
Yeah. That we ate 15 minutes ago.
I mean, this is I can keep this short and sweet. This is right up my alley. I am Mr. Chip. I love chips. These are appropriately salty. They have a good crunch without being, sometimes those crunchers chips can be really crunchy or hard. And I think these are like a good firm bite and crunchy bite without being, but while still being kind of light. They're salty. I mean, they're nothing unique or anything. You can have this chip here. You don't have to get this chips from Mexico brand or whatever. But they're very well made and they're tasty, and I like them a lot. This is a really solid like that. These are a high quality chip to me.
Chad?
Oh, I thought you were going to say love with the way you were praising them.
I did too.
I mean, it's just a regular chip at the end of the day, but I do love chips, I guess.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
I agree. I think they're pretty good. You know, they're kind of like a standard chip. You know, for me, the best kind of chips have some actually, you know, like I like a wavy chip. I like a chip with like some flavoring, like a sour cream and onion or something like that. A plain chip, I sort of rarely reach for. But I think this is a good execution of a plain chip. You know, so like that for me. They're pretty good.
Yeah. You guys, thank you for saying what needed to be said. These chips are
what Gary did to his body.
Wait, what was the kid who was fighting everybody? What was his name?
Nick. He's another Nick.
Oh boy, no.
It was me. No, Gary and I got fucked up. No,
was this a real Fight Club situation where like you're fighting yourself?
His name was Tyler Durden. Geiger's over there just beating the shit out of himself. Nick, and then his like friend, his strong friend that you had to watch out for, his name was Jeff. Jeff, one time, I think, I'm not making this up, he was trying
strong friend that you had to watch out for.
Like, he was trying to see what's inside a battery, so he started stabbing it with a screwdriver, and a bunch of acid came flying out at him. That's what they told us. I don't know, because he was out of school for a while. He was a very nice guy, but thankfully we were on good terms.
Needs like a fucking roller rink or something to do.
There was nothing to do, man. There was zilch. There was one video store.
Build a roller rink so kids stop stabbing batteries.
Good chip. I really like them. They're appropriately salty. A third like that. Welcome visitor for chips. Let's do the other chips now because I don't really want to do these jalapeno chips last. Yeah. This is the Ruffles Mega Crunch. Ruffles Mega Crunch jalapeno flavor.
The odor. It's very strong.
Also from Mexico. Also with excesso calories.
I'm only going to take one chip out of this bag.
One chip challenge?
Uh-huh.
They are stale.
Mine out.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe they're just crunchy.
Holy shit.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
They're not spicy. They're just...
The jalapeno. I think they're spicy.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It's not like eating those... I forget what ones we did.
Takis or whatever.
Yeah, or like we did some kind of a Lay's or something that was like Rojo.
Oh, yeah.
Was it the Hot Ones chips?
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right. Chad, you're up first.
I only pulled one chip out of the bag. I mean, Dave, like, thank you for sending us this. You knew this was going to happen when you sent something that is jalapeno. Minus a voice crack. When you said
Is Nick here? I can go one more round, fellas.
when you said something, that's jalapeno, I mean, this is way too spicy for me. I ate one chip. I washed it down with all my water in my cup. I still taste it in my throat and my mouth. There's no other flavor there to like. It's not like cheesy jalapeno or something to like kind of redeem it. I like the Ruffles form factor. That's the only positive thing I have to say about these chips. Hate that.
Wow.
Oh,
that chip took you in the garage. Kicked your ass.
It came charging at me with a broom.
The spice is a little too much for me. The jalapeno is too much, but I don't think the flavor is that bad. It's not like when you eat these hot chips and these overly hot chips and you taste nothing but the heat. I do think there is some taste to it that's not terrible. And I found myself going back and getting some more. I need to get a drink between nearly every chip because it's if you leave it sit there, it kind of burns your mouth a bit. But I don't think it's terrible. I'm actually going to give this an indifferent to dat. And I'm getting the feeling that Geiger may actually like these. Geiger?
I'm on the border, but I think like is maybe a bit too far. I do like the flavor of jalapenos, and I think there is a jalapeno flavor here. I don't think they're too spicy, but I like spicy food. I just think it's maybe the two combined. There's just something a bit much about them that I can't eat like one or two, and then I'm like, I got to take a break and get some water. And so like I think they're not bad. And I want to like them because this is the type of stuff I do like generally. And I do, oh man, part of me does appreciate that they're actually spicy. I think it's a bigger problem for me when all these guys advertise like flaming hot and all this stuff. And they're just like, they're not hot at all. At least like they're telling you up front this is hot, and it's true. But I think I am going to this is going to be a high level indifferent for me.
Wow.
All right. Hate a couple indifferents. The chips are in the lead right now. All right, Chad, segment time.
I will say, I think Dave was like expecting you, especially Geiger, to really like those jalapeno ones.
Yeah, look, they're right on the border of a like for me. I do. That is exactly up my alley. For some reason, they're just kind of something's off about them to me. But I will eat the rest of them for sure. And these other chips he gave are fantastic. So,
all right. Okay, so we're tasting some Mexican snacks today. So this segment will slide right in and make a whole lot of sense. We're going to do an Italy tournament. And the reason is because I wanted to do this like a couple weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago when we were doing Italian snacks. But
the third snack is from Italy.
All right, great. Yeah, so that's we're doing this third Italian snack, so Italy tournament. Yeah, I wanted to do that, and then like I didn't have time, so we did some like dumb fucking next door bullshit or something. But we're gonna have an Italian. Yeah, my segments are bad. We're gonna have a Italian tournament here. We've done this before with some other countries. We're gonna determine what is the best thing about Italy. I got 16 entries here. Okay. Divided into 4 different mini sub brackets or whatever. So first bracket, we start with, as always, with food here. So we got some Italian foods. Now there are some strong contenders.
It's gonna be tough
in the Italian food category, as you guys know. We will go the first matchup here. The number 1 seed, pizza, facing off against the number 4 seed, gelato. So Geiger, we will start with you. How do you feel about pizza versus gelato?
I think this is pretty easy. I like ice cream. However, gelato is kind of like slimy ice cream.
Yeah.
And pizza is fantastic. I know you don't agree because you don't like tomato sauce.
Right.
But I love pizza. We have pizza all the time. Hard to beat a good piece of pizza. So that's going to clear easily for me.
Yeah. Novak?
Isn't like pizza in Italy much different than American pizza?
Not much different. But it is, I mean, yeah, they don't slather the sauce on nearly as thick. I really like the pizza that I ate in Italy. Even the one that was like, with tomato sauce and stuff, which normally I don't love tomato sauce. The ingredients are like fresher. I don't know. It's all so much better over there.
Are the Domino's better over there than they are here or no?
No, but the Papa John's are better.
Gotcha. So. It's actual Papa John. He's like back there making it.
It's actually it's actually Popa John, like Pope John Paul is cooking pizza.
Which region of Italy is the shakaroni from?
I like gelato fine. It's good, but it's not pizza. So
okay. Yeah, I mean, I knew that was going to go through, but I would have voted gelato there. Mm-hmm. All right, second one's here. We got the number 2 seed pasta, and that's going to encompass all pastas. We got lasagna and everything else in there, as well as just like, spaghetti, fettuccine, everything. Versus the number 3 seed, my personal favorite bread, focaccia. Novak, what do you say?
Focaccia bread is good.
Good as fuck.
Very tasty, yeah. Mm-hmm. But all of pastas, I mean, that's like it's a Hall of Famer in the food category. And there's so many good dishes there to choose from. This is in a landslide pasta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of feels like in this setting, focaccia is poor Nick, and all these pastas from around the neighborhood are coming to beat the shit out of him in his garage. There's no way.
Pasta is your friends.
Yeah. I'm with Novak. The problem is I can't forgo all of pasta because there's so many good pasta dishes out there.
Right.
I like focaccia fine. Focaccia's good. But yeah, pasta pretty easily passes through as well.
Kyle.
All right.
Paul. Andy.
Rotini.
Greg.
What became of those fucks?
I think Andy's a doctor now. He resets face bones. Andy's a doctor. Gary's like a machinist or something. I don't know what happened to Paul.
That's what happened.
I mean, I'm not really
the machinist, like Christian Bale.
Yes, he stopped eating. The machinist. He's the only machinist.
He is the machinist.
Yeah. And I don't know what happened to Jeff. He's probably like lifting weights somewhere. He's just a big, strong kid.
He's probably dressing in a Santa Claus outfit and throwing boulders.
He's in a Schwarzenegger outfit.
2x4 the shit out of religious people.
All right, so we knew. I think we all knew this was going to be the food finals, but I actually don't know where we're going to go here. So pizza versus pasta. Geiger, what you got?
Let's see. It's tough in that I love pasta. I love all kinds of different Italian dishes. But man, do I love pizza. Pizza's good. Pepperoni pizza is fantastic. Deep dish pizza. You have some different types of pizzas.
And all the different toppings and everything, right?
All the different toppings, different ways you can go, different crusts, different styles. I wouldn't be surprised if Novak went pasta, and I would understand that, especially given that I've seen the man eat box upon box of just flat out pasta with very little accoutrement.
Yeah.
But I am going to take pizza myself.
All right, Novak.
It is very tough. They're both great. I actually think the worst version of pizza is better than the worst version of pasta.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you just bought
like Papa John's better than Olive Garden, you mean?
A frozen, or like a frozen version of like crappy cardboard frozen pizza versus like lean cuisine, like heated up pot. Like the pizza just holds up better. But pasta's so good. And if you told me I could only eat one for the rest of my life, I would pick pasta. So I'm gonna go with pasta.
Well, I know that what that means. That's fine.
I mean, what do you like on the other side though? Like, is the best execution of pasta better than the best execution of pizza?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It 100% is. So I will go with pasta.
Interesting. No, yes. Correct.
All right. Moving on to the bottom left corner of the bracket, Italian people. Got some Italian people here, and we need to go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Come on down, you.
He is not a real person. Mario is not a real person. Does not fit into this particular category.
Chris Pratt is, and he's Italian as they come. We all know that.
All right, here we go. So the number
Luigi.
No, this category. These are all real people.
Chef Boyardee.
Okay. Number 4, we've got a famous. I googled who's the most famous Italian actor, and it kept coming up with Roberto Benigni.
Oh yeah,
I was going to say that. Yeah.
So it's like okay, so slim pickings for the actors from Italy, but he did win an Oscar. So Roberto Benigni is the 4 seed versus number 1, everyone's favorite war profiteer, Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes.
Go back. Who you got here? Da Vinci versus Roberto Benigni.
It's pretty easy. We've made Da Vinci.
Well, it's not what we made him. It's what he is.
Canoned his life into
Roberto Benigni versus the guy that made a blowjob puppet. Which one is it?
Roberto Benigni is kind of annoying, I think. As far as actors go in
What
general.
did he do to you?
He is annoying. I agree. He's annoying.
Oh, okay.
I remember when was Life is Beautiful? Is that the movie that was super popular? And like, I don't know, there was something that was like very like you want to take him into the garage. So
he's just kind of cloying and like corny. Like he's just like he seems very corny. I don't know why it won.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to take Leo.
All right, got it.
Are we sure? Like, has it been proven that Roberto Benigni is not, in fact, Da Vinci's blowjob puppet, like, come to life? Like, just continuing to operate after his death? Movie. Yeah. You might know what it's like to be a for-use puppet. I don't know, Pinocchio. Pinocchio got his back blown out by Geppetto all the time.
You getting tossed through the air by Brock Lesnar. I got no strength.
Wow! It's like, this doesn't hurt. My nose grows like 2 feet, and he breaks it off and stabs me with it.
One of my favorite like shitty movie jokes is when someone gets flung and then it's like very clearly a dummy. He flung someone.
This is pretty. I mean, Leonardo da Vinci is like not only a great artist, but like a great inventor and one of the geniuses of our time. He made the diving suit and the blowjob robot and all these things that our society depends on now.
One of the geniuses of our time, the 22nd century.
My mind fuck it. Yeah, I fuck it.
You think on like galactic scale or whatever.
Is.
Like,
yeah. Here's how great my mind is. I can't even formulate a thought.
One of the great beasts of our time, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. What are you talking about?
My first car, the Model T. Roberto Benigni sucks balls. He's out.
Geiger reveals himself to be a Highlander. Okay, so All right, the number 2 seed here, we've got probably this was the first Italian that popped into my mind, Julius Caesar, one of the great emperors of our time, versus number 3, Novak's favorite, Luciano Pavarotti, the famous opera singer.
Famous diss artist.
The famous diss artist of the meme. If opera's easy, it would be your mom. Geiger, who you got here?
Look, Julius Caesar is one of the best leaders of our time. But Julius Caesar. I don't know enough about Julius. Like, wasn't he look, most army generals or dictators of some kind are just assholes. Whereas Pavarotti was just a big fat singer and like very good at it. He was very good at it. He sang that famous.
Is he dead? I
think he died. Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Okay.
Yeah.
He fought Gary.
He was, let's just say he was a bit on the plat side, but he actually had talent, so it was okay. He had some good songs, I'm sure, like Aria and G Biter or whatever. Flight of the Bumblebees.
Remember when he sang To the Window to the Wall in operatic voice?
Was that Lil Pavarotti? Lil Roddy?
Till the sweat dripped down my ball.
All these bitches shall crawl. But yeah, Pavarotti, like I can at least enjoy his music. I mean, I don't, but I could in theory. And it's unequivocally good voice. Whereas like Julius Caesar just like killed people and probably kept them in like some state of servitude, which I'm not into. So
yeah, he must have done something wrong considering he got stabbed by all of his friends.
Yeah. It turned out.
Novak?
Yeah, all Julius Caesar could come up with or could invent was the Caesar salad and maybe Orange Julius. So Pavarotti, I love Pavarotti. He's great.
That meme is so great.
Yes, why do you love him? Please enlighten us.
Because the man could skeet with the best of them.
Made opera look so easy, you could call it your mom.
So, Pavarotti.
All right. So, a matchup for the ages. Luciano Pavarotti versus Leonardo da Vinci.
Ooh, that is tough.
The long names there. Battle of the long names. Novak, who you got?
Oh, I was all set to put da Vinci through because he is a friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. But I threw the curveball of other friend of the pod, Luciano Pavarotti.
I really do like Pav, and now we've made him into
Pav. Is that his street name?
And we're making him even cooler by the minute. So I'm gonna go with Pavarotti. Let's put this guy through.
All right,
Pav, gonna give it to you. You said the podcast, and friend of the pod, and just real quick aside, it has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but I was cracking up tonight because we were driving home from a restaurant, and I had been listening to a podcast. So, like, on our car, we have, like, the computer, readout or whatever, and it shows the podcast. And I paused it to play an Outkast song for Jake because I had been playing Outkast a little earlier, and he liked it. And so, like, I'm sorry Miss Jackson's playing, and Betsy keeps going, is this a podcast? I'm like, no, it's Outkast. She goes, it's a podcast? I go, no, it's Outkast. And then like we keep driving and she just points and goes, podcast. Like it points to the screen and I'm dying laughing. The podcast is paused. I'm playing a song. So the rest of the night, like, there'd be a song playing and Jake would go, Mom, this isn't a podcast. Like we'd all start laughing. Podcast. And then it got me thinking like someone should do an Outkast podcast and call it Out Podcast or something. It'd be perfect.
Right.
Anyway, back to the matter at hand. Pavarotti is the outcast of our time.
Yes.
When you think about it. When you really think about it.
Yes, but Da Vinci, podcast. If you think about it.
Yeah, if you think about it, yeah. When you say it like that, up podcast. I think, yeah, look, if I'm going to pick something to like, if I had the choice to go to an art museum or go to an opera, actually, I might change my mind on that because opera I might enjoy more, but it is a fixed length of time. Whereas I could like speed walk the art museum and like, oh, Da Vinci, oh, there, and like leave. Because they're both kind of dull. Like, oh, there's Da Vinci.
Are you speed walking the art museum or a graveyard? Like, what are you pointing at Da Vinci? There he is.
Yes, most art museums proudly display the desiccated corpse of the artist after. There's Andy Warhol stuffed into a soup can. I also, let should be noted, he was the inspiration for the leader of the Ninja Turtles, Leonardo. That can't be. And Pavarotti doesn't have a fucking turtle. He's not cool enough. But
he's a hell of a rapper.
This is tough, but I think I will make Chad, just for the sake of making Chad choose. I'm going to take Leonardo.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Put it to you. Stick the dealer.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I do love a diving suit. But I love it. Look, I love an ancient diving suit as much as the next guy.
Oh, fuck. It's so heavy.
I'm sinking to the bottom. I can't get back up.
Too much shit on.
Yeah, but Geiger's question, would you rather go to an art museum or an opera? I would rather go to an opera because first of all, I can sit the whole time, right? So I don't have to be on my feet. I can probably sleep during it, get a nap in there.
You could? The booming opera. He even tells you opera isn't easy. He says it right in the meme.
Just today, I was sitting next to my daughter on the couch while she's watching Bluey, and I just like fell asleep for 20 minutes with like
Bluey, famous opera Bluey.
I mean, the audio is, I could sleep through the audio. So I'll go Luciano Pavarotti for.
Yeah.
All right.
50 cents per pound.
plus, like, I mean, he can like spin some mad beats, and
he's a DJ now.
Mm-hmm. I loved it. Yep. I loved it. I loved it when he, when he was sampling like Freebird for his song or whatever he was doing. Okay, so whatever. All right, next category: travel. Here we go. So famous tourist destinations. Mm-hmm. Italy, of course, the 5th most visited country in the world, as we all knew, off the top of our heads. Yeah. So number 1 seed here, we've got the Colosseum in Rome, famous gladiatorial arena. And then number 4, we've got the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So the Colosseum versus Leaning Tower of Pisa. Geiger, I think you are up.
Yeah. Look, I'd like to see both. I think it's all 4 of these, I imagine, would be cool things to see. Mm-hmm. All right, Chad, you've been to Italy, you said, right?
I've been to Italy, but only southern Italy. We didn't make it any further north than Naples, so I didn't see either of these. But...
Okay, because I would imagine it'd be cool to I would imagine the Colosseum is something you could potentially take a tour of, whereas the tower is just, there's the tower, it's off center. Yeah. Anyway, what's next? So I think I'd probably take the Colosseum as more of a spectacle and like a larger thing and more of an impressive kind of piece of architecture than the Leaning Tower.
Mm-hmm. Novak?
Yeah, the best thing about the tower is to take that photo where it looks like you're holding up the tower.
Right.
And then you're done. So I'm going to say Colosseum.
Yeah, Gary takes a picture where it looks like he's lifting the entire Colosseum. He just has it over his head.
And he actually is.
I have no desire whatsoever to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I feel like you'd go and you'd spend 5 seconds there and it's like, all right, you know what I mean? It's leaning. I don't think you get anything from going there that you don't see by just looking at pictures online. But the Colosseum, I think, would be pretty interesting to see. All right, number 2 seed, something I have seen, Pompeii. Mm-hmm. That city that got covered by the volcano. And number 3, we're just saying the canals of Venice. Canals of Venice. So, Novak, what do you think?
I was expecting the Vatican to be in there.
Yeah. Who wants to go see the Vatican?
I did
think about. No, I did almost include St. Peter's Basilica, but I just like these other options.
That's fine. Yeah.
The Canals of Venice seem very interesting, very calming, right, as you take a boat ride. Whereas this other city was weak and destroyed by
Whoa. Okay. That's not where I saw this going. Calm versus weak.
The city said, "Step in my garage." The volcano went in.
Those weak pussies defeated by a volcano.
So I'm going to say Venice.
All right.
Yeah. The tough thing, a lot of people don't know this, but like most of Pompeii was pretty much ready for Vesuvius, but there was another volcano behind them named Jeff. He was really strong. You kept having to watch over your back to make sure it didn't erupt at the same time.
Watch out for Jeffuvius.
Yeah, Jeffuvius would bring out a big push broom and sweep you off the street. Yeah, so I guess my thing with Pompeii is that now it's just a hill, like a mountain.
No. Like the city got preserved.
It's preserved. Okay. Yeah,
because the volcano came so fast, it just coated the city. And
I was thinking of the Mount of Vesuvius, not Pompeii. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So they dug it out, and there's still like artwork for like on walls of houses from that time period, and you can see like you walk down the roads, like the roads and everything are there.
I think that'd be cooler. Like you could see somebody like as they were like going no, and they're like stuck.
Yeah, they actually did it. Yeah. They actually because they found like there was holes in the ash, and then they filled them in with like plaster, and it's like, oh, this is like how this person died or whatever. It's actually kind of
macabre a little bit. Yeah, but I still think it'd be a little more interesting than like. At the end of the canals would be beautiful and iconic and all that, especially if they're doing the singing thing. But like, it's just a boat ride at the end of the day, and I've done that. So I'll do.
I've been on a log flume at Six Flags. What do I need?
Okay, Novak. Whoa! After he just called all of Pompeii a bunch of pussies for losing to a volcano.
I didn't say shit. Chad's saying that.
You said they were weak. I'll go with Pompeii. I think that'd be interesting.
Okay. I'll break the tie with Pompeii. Pompeii was like a bucket list thing for me. I thought it was so fascinating when we went. I loved every second of it. Okay, so finals of the tourist destination: the Colosseum versus Pompeii. Geiger.
Something about the Colosseum, I think, just seems really cool. I don't know, like it just seems like a neat, like a visually grandiose spectacle. So I'll go Colosseum.
You want to walk in and just like pretend you're the emperor and give a thumbs down.
Yeah, give a thumbs down, Julius Caesar style, and then fight a lion or whatever they did in there.
You turn around and Gary's standing there.
Punts me into it.
So Novak, you want the now? I will say there is actually a Colosseum that they dug out in Pompeii.
Oh, okay.
It's much.
I didn't have that information.
Much smaller than the one in Rome, but yeah, it is there.
In the Colosseum. Every single time they fought in the Colosseum, someone died.
Yeah,
which a lot of pussies.
These people are losing to lions and stuff. Like, come on.
So there's just two like areas of death. Like, let's go look at these terrible spots where shitty things happened.
They didn't have any fun like soccer matches and stuff in the Colosseum, or.
Soccer matches?
No.
Back in
Coliseum is one of the greatest stadiums of our time.
Yeah.
But you guys have talked me into Pompeii. I want to see the guy. I want to go to Pompeii, see the guy who was mid-whack, who's frozen that
way. Like a squirt of jism, like hanging in midair.
Yeah, they filled all the drops with plaster and then just like
what a load this guy had.
Loved volcanoes, I'll tell you.
Volcanoes dropping fucking ash. This guy's dropping fucking loads. Okay, wild card region.
Yes, ash is what comes out of volcanoes. It's the ash that gets you, not the burning hot lava.
So wild card region. We're gonna start here in the very bottom. The number 2 seed, famous Italian car. I was going to include this one, the Lamborghini.
Yeah,
I love me a Lamborghini. Versus number 3, the king of the Roman gods, Jupiter, who is the Roman equivalent of Zeus. So some lightning powers in there. Novak, what do you think about Lamborghini versus Jupiter?
Wait, Jupiter's a car?
No. This is wild card region.
Oh,
wild
right.
card.
Okay.
It's not just all Italian
wild
cars.
Wild
I don't
cars.
give a fuck about any cars except the Lamborghini. So
okay, Lamborghini versus Lightning McQueen.
Okay. I got a little semi when you mentioned lightning power, but it's not enough. Like I couldn't have told you who the fuck Jupiter was. Like that he was.
I had to look it up. Yeah.
So not that I'm a big car guy, but that is a Lamborghini. It can really raise your hot or not rating, so I'm going to go with Lamborghini.
Yes, as we learn, check the archives. Geiger, what do you say?
So hold on, am I voting between having a Lamborghini or having lightning powers, or just like the
Which
concept of?
You are not
just
getting
Jupiter.
anything out of this.
No.
Getting things.
Okay, sorry. Am I voting what's better, the car or the lightning
Am
power
I voting
itself?
between getting Pavarotti's corpse or Da Vinci's corpse? Which one am I getting out of this?
Why do I get their corpses?
No, do you like... They're dead.
Which is better, a Lamborghini or Jupiter, the god Jupiter?
Yeah, which is better?
Yeah.
You're questioning the tournament concept. 38 tournaments in.
I guess the Lamborghini is an actual real thing that existed, so I'll go Lamborghini.
Okay, Lambo, great.
Jupiter's the top god of our time.
All right. So the other part, I mean, you guys kind of called this like 30 minutes ago, but the number 1 seed in the wild card is Mario, the famous Italian Mario from Super Mario Brothers fame. And then
no, Mario Batali.
the number 4 seed, Boots.
Italian Boots?
Yeah, just Boots because the country's shaped like a boot.
Country looks like a boot. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Mario, let's just not waste time
Mario, just move on.
Mario, move on, Mario.
All right, Mario
Couldn't
versus
find
Lambo.
16 things related to Italy.
Boots is funny. Come on, that's funny. That's funny that I put that in the tournament.
It was very funny. I'll be the Chad during my segment. It was very funny.
Novak, Mario versus Lamborghini.
Now, do you get Mario?
I don't like cars very much. I don't give a shit about cars. I played a fair amount of these Mario games, so I'm going to say Mario.
Okay.
Mario in a Lamborghini would be pretty cool. You can have that one for free, Nintendo. But I will, same. I will never own a Lamborghini. I never have owned a Lamborghini. I've never driven one. I spent a fair amount of time with Mario, so Mario is for me as well.
Oh, that's too bad, because this was
Mario.
the one time in the tournament where you either get a Mario game or get a Lamborghini. So,
Get a Mario game.
you get Mario Wonder or a Lamborghini.
Or a Lamborghini game.
Cruising
All right.
USA.
Moving back to the other side, we've got the finals of the food tournament, or food bracket, pasta versus people Luciano Pavarotti. Geiger,
boy.
pasta versus Pav. Pasta versus Pav. What you got?
I mean, I guess if these tournaments were easy, they'd call them your mom.
You want noodles versus your mom's nudes. Which one is it going to be?
Whoa, why? Is that it?
I don't know.
She's easy.
What the fuck?
She's easy.
Noodles, please. Oh, God. I'd rather be in Pompeii when the volcano went off and then get my mom's nudes. I love you, Mom. There's the frozen in Pompeii is me running away from my laptop. My mom on the screen in like a boudoir pose.
And Jeff behind you with his skeet frozen.
What? Jeff is coming on me now?
Yeah.
I always gotta look out for Jeff over my shoulder.
Yeah, you didn't watch out for him.
Turns out he likes my mom's news.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Jeff. What am I voting for again? Pavarotti and what?
And pasta.
Pasta. Yeah, I don't listen to opera music.
Okay, no, Vic. Is this where Pavarotti's run comes to an end?
I really do love pasta, but I've really
what? Come on, you've eaten box. I've never listened. You have never listened to Pavarotti one fucking day of your life. And you've eaten
Ghostface Pavi.
This is shameless.
Pavarotti.
God damn it.
I like the comic value of Pavarotti winning.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't betray. It's my favorite. It's like my favorite food, or maybe number 2, pasta. So yeah, I do. I want to vote Pavarotti.
Crisis of conscience here.
I know it's hard.
Oh, he just stares off into space. Oh, God.
All right, I'm gonna vote pasta. Okay, so the other side we got Pompeii versus Mario. Italian things. Novak.
Pompeii.
You can see all the like frozen piranha plant molds that are in plastic.
There is the optics of like the three of us deciding what the best thing to come out of Italy was, and coming up with Mario would be pretty.
But I mean, Mario Day won the holiday tournament, so why can't Mario win the Italy
God,
tournament?
I do like that Pompeii has become just literally whatever people were doing frozen in time. It's like a fucking frisbee somehow frozen in mid.
Someone's playing Mario.
Nobody knew. This volcano was coming.
What's this? Oh, it's like a plaster of a Santa Claus wheeling a 2x4.
Yeah,
running down
they
the street.
didn't have like scientists back then, really, other than Leonardo. He took a lunch break, and all of a sudden Vesuvius exploded.
Leonardo was the most famous scientist of Pompeii's time. Yeah, that's true.
Well, closer than ours, probably.
Wrong again.
Yeah. Yeah, Pompeii. Why not?
Okay.
Pompeii forward.
Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, Geiger.
You're so mad about Mario getting knocked out, you fucking nerd. Who gives a shit?
Wanted Mario to win. Okay, Pompeii versus pasta. I guess this could have been Pompeii versus Pavarotti. But instead it's Pompeii versus pasta.
I gotta be honest. So this comes down to, do I go with the thing I actually enjoy, which is pasta, or it was the thing that I'm enjoying making jokes about, which is Pompeii? And I'm shameless, so I'm going to say Pompeii. Fuck pasta. I can live without pasta. Give me Pompeii.
Hey, fuck pasta. You wouldn't vote for it over Pavarotti. Now you're just suddenly.
I didn't even vote for pasta in the first fucking round. I voted pizza all the way. All right, fine, pasta. You child. Angry about it.
I can't believe you let him change your.
No, I didn't. I'm back to Pompeii. Pompeii it is.
All right, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Pavarotti should have won the fucking tournament. There's no question.
He should have.
You had your chance. Mm-hmm. You fucking blew it when
you
should have voted for Pavarotti. We're the only two people voting.
Is he even the best of the 3 tenors? Or
you
the 4
fucking
tenors?
blew it.
Yeah.
So now I'm going with pasta. So pasta it is. And we're going to leave it to Chad, which he prefers, Pompeii or pasta.
So, Geiger, would you have picked Pompeii or Pavarotti? I'm just curious.
They're both hilarious. I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to make that choice because that's not what the selection is in the tournament.
All right. Well,
maybe Pavarotti. I don't know. Maybe Pavarotti.
Well, I'm glad I didn't pick Pavarotti then. So pasta is. I said before I love pasta. It's probably my second favorite food, but it's not my favorite food, which is Japanese food, tonkatsu. But
Pompeii is your favorite eruption.
Pompeii is my favorite city where you can go to see someone. They're taking a shit and they have preserved their shit mid-fall into the toilet.
Someone playing Candy Crush on the shitter.
Did this erupt like the fucking end of T2? Like, how fast was the shit flash frozen in midair?
How high a height are they shitting from?
we already had speed drops midair. Like, what? This is somehow less believable. But Pompeii was an amazing place to visit. It was one of my favorite places I've ever been. So yeah, I will say that the best thing about Italy is. Wait a sec. That doesn't sound good. The best thing about Italy is this civilization that was destroyed centuries ago. Pompeii wins. Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Now let's eat the snack from Italy. Fits perfectly.
This maybe is the best thing from Italy. We don't know yet.
It's Haribo. I actually think Haribos are like the main headquarters. I think it might be in Germany, but
yeah.
My wife Laura got these in Italy. And Haribo.
That's why I was surprised you said they're Italian, because there's Haribo gummy bears like everywhere here, you know, like.
Yeah. But I don't think they originated in the US, so.
I see.
And I've never seen this particular Haribo snack. It's Haribo Mega Roulette. And they look like. It looks like a very long roll of Lifesavers, except they are Lifesaver shaped, but there's no hole in the middle, and they are just all very gummy.
Yeah, like the shape of a Spree. They're like a disc. Mm-hmm. These are chewy as shit.
A couple different colors. I got orange, yellow, green, and purple.
Mm-hmm.
They do have different tastes.
Yeah.
I don't historically, as a very big gummy fan, historically I don't love Haribo. The Haribo gummy bears are the worst.
The worst gummy bears.
Gummy bear.
The absolute
option.
worst, yeah.
I do think these are better than the gummy bears. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just a form factor. They're a little... The gummy bears are generally like too hard. These aren't the best gummies either. But the flavor's kind of nice. I think the... few of the flavors are better than the others. I like the green one. I like the red one. Yellow one's not great.
This is really in-depth review.
I like the green.
Also, the purple is okay.
Stalling so because I'm struggling with the rating. I want to like one. This is a guy in Pompeii just fucking frozen as his mouth is starting to form the word orange as he's listening to colors. I want to like these more. I'm eating them, but I'm like, they're not sweet enough or something. I don't know. They're like, I don't know what it is. And the gummy part of it's too chewy. Like, I know gummy is supposed to be chewy, but it's like kind of work to get through them. Not bad, but I think I'm going to give them a high level indifferent to that. Geiger, what do you think?
I don't know. These are like bog standard gummies. Just kind of... They're fine. They taste like every other gummy you've ever fucking had. They're kind of just like
every
dull.
Other gummy. Every single one?
Pretty much. Yes. You got it.
I doubt that.
Well, because this one, there is a red one. And there's also a yellow one.
And the green. The green's okay.
Don't forget the green one. They're just a bit too hard for me. Like when you said they're less hard than the bears, I mean, the bears are very chewy. And maybe if I had them side by side, I'd agree. But I feel like these are just as chewy or a little, difficult to chew on first gnash. So
all the colors the same?
Well, there is the purple one. These are indifferent. These are fine. I'll eat them. They're okay. But I'm not a big gummy fanatic to begin with, and this doesn't change my mind on that front.
All right. It can't win.
Nope.
But it can get a totally average score. Chad, what do you think?
Way to build that drama.
Well, I mean, it's like I look at this and the snack. And the one thing that I notice is the green one and the yellow one and the purple one and the orange one. I didn't get a red one, so I didn't. I guess that's the
one thing you notice is all those things.
It's one group of things that I noticed is these four colors are there. The flavor, I mean, the flavor is like, yeah, it's off a little bit, right? Like they don't actually taste. I don't know if they're supposed to taste like fruits. They don't taste like the purple one doesn't taste like grape or whatever,
Yeah.
And so then when
What's the red one taste like?
I didn't have a red one. I just fucking told you that.
Wow.
But then when they do taste different, I'm like, why do they taste slightly? They just like taste sweet in a slightly different way. It's very strange. And they are definitely too tough. It is too much work to chew these things, and for that reason, I am going to give them a dislike that.
Okay, the winner today, chips. Geiger, where can the listeners
the real winner today, Pompeii.
The real winner today, fans of history. And everyone but Nick from Saukville. Not this one, though. If you are Nick, you know who I'm talking about. It'd be pretty odd that you're listening to this, but if you are, you know what happened that day. I won. I won. If you're Gary, keep on mowing those fuckers down. Don't let them get in your way. If you are one of the people of Pompeii, hope you enjoyed your last Jack.
Why was Jeff friends with this kid?
Why was he?
If he was such a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, wasn't the smartest. But yeah, I mean, look, maybe they think they were neighbors growing up, so they were like best friends for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And then and he was his heater. He was there. He was like the Diesel to the Shawn Michaels of the Saukville world there. Except that if Shawn Michaels was like shitty and lost every match. Yeah, no, we didn't really understand it either. And we also don't know why we kept hanging out with Nick. He would just show up and he'd be like, play football with us and then start a fight. But angry kid. I don't know, maybe something. Actually, in retrospect, maybe something's going on at home.
He goes out for the Hail Mary and he catches it, and then like instead of running out of the stadium through the end zone, he runs to the garage. Follow me.
You want your ball back? You know where to find it. But you can get a hold of us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We're on YouTube or on Instagram. We're on Facebook with the You Tried Dat group. We are on Twitter /X, # You Tried Dat. Let us know what you think of our snacks. Let us know what you think of the ratings. Suggest a snack. Ask a question for the mailbag. Do all that cool stuff. While you're there, leave us a rating or a review. And if you feel so inclined, please let your family and friends know about it. We would love for them to listen as well. And if you are listening and are a frequent listener, even if it's your first time, we appreciate you doing so.
All right. So Saukville, I remember you said that they got a street light.
They did. It was pretty great.
Deal.
I think there's more than one now, but yeah.
One thing I remember about that there's one thing I noticed about that street light.
Mm-hmm.
It's lights. There was a green one. There was a yellow one. There was a red one.
Saukville has the street light. Check the archives.
Okay. Let's say Vesuvius has been transplanted right outside of Saukville.
Oh, God.
Right? And Saukville has now been preserved.
How many preserved beers would they simultaneously be drinking?
Me catching a grasshopper like in a jar.
What would be the highlight to go see? So if Saukville is now preserved, and your face. And now the next generation, right, is going to come and visit the destroyed city of Saukville.
Here's the one stoplight. It's probably still Hardee's. I don't even know what. Like, there's nothing. A bunch of kids in a backyard. Someone's probably.
And here we
it.
see the famous preserved $6 burger.
Here's yet another farm. Here's the hardware store. Oh yeah, no. There
You're
wouldn't
gonna
be
say Hardee's again.
The Hardee's,
the Hardee's Wear Store.
The Hardee's Wear Store. Use old French fries as nails. Here is the spotlight that once shone over the Walmart, heralding a greater time. Come on, we all know what the highlight of Saukville would be. It'd be the desiccated corpse of Ernie von Schleidorn defiantly yelling into the storm. Who do you know wants to buy a car?
Wait, the volcano erupted and Ernie ran to the front lines and waved his fist?
He was fighting the volcano. He didn't give a fuck. Him and Gary thought they had it. Driving a Buick Oldsmobile through the fucking
peels up alongside Gary. The door flies open. Get in, Gary. We got a volcano to stop.
You with me? Who the fuck are you? Ernie von Schleidorn. Buried under mountains of ash.
All right, time to go. That's gonna do it for this time. We'll be back next time with 3 brand new snacks.
Yep.